I recently finished my challenge of developing one AI tool per day. Let's summarize it. But first, you might be wondering, why have I sat on this towel? Well, I'm in the Netherlands, and here it rains quite often. Until a few minutes ago it was raining. Now it is again sunny and beautiful, and I hear the birds chirping. And this bench is dirty and wet. If I sit long enough on this towel, my ass will become wet. But it will not be dirty. Now that we have got over that, let's proceed with the summary of this week. We began by creating a website with an AI assistant for the Shelly Fleet Manager. Then we proceeded with creating a Gibbon, a all-in-one tool which allows you to automate your workflows and expand it using Claude Code. What does that mean? Using Claude Code, you can change the platform in such a way to suit your business needs. However, a similar solution exists, and it is native, Claude Cowork. Then, on the next day, we proceeded with some smart home stuff. We created a local smart home controller, which allowed you to fully control all Shelly devices and create automations for them using only your speech or text with Claude. And also we added the possibility for you to work with all kinds of OnVIF cameras. This time I said it correctly. In the video where I talk about that product, for some reason I called the cameras OnVIP and not OnVIF. It started raining again. And in the last day of the challenge, I developed a full administration system for a client of mine. Those tools were not just some sort of mental masturbation. Actually, two of them can become valuable business products by themselves. But I decided to go with Gibbon. As I told you earlier, Gibbon is basically Claude Cowork. So, we will not continue with it as it is right now. I cut out everything from it, and I only left the knowledge base, because it is the most valuable part of it. Humans, Homo sapiens has not really evolved in the last couple of thousands of years. But we still have managed to create so many new things. Do you know how? Via being able to transfer the knowledge to the next generation. So what we have is a knowledge base that's slowly expanding and expanding and expanding until it reaches critical mass. And then progress begins to skyrocket. Same for AI. AI, even as it is right now, is good enough. We do not necessarily need to make it more intelligent. No, I think we need to give it the correct knowledge base. So just like we people, we can search things on Google or ask AI. They need to have similar thing for them. They should be able to fetch the information that they need when they need without having to memorize all of it, aka use up all your tokens for context. I created a knowledge base that does exactly that. It is made in such a way that, we provide you with a Claude MD. You just paste it in all your projects, or you have to start your Claude sessions from the folder where this Claude MD is. This way, your Claude automatically will find out how to use the knowledge base, which takes very few tokens. After that, when you task him with whatever, he will look up in the knowledge base. But we have made it in such a way that it uses as little tokens as possible. Then, if he finds suitable knowledge base articles, he takes them and he uses them. This way you can just tell him to do something without having to give him all the context all over again. Then, it doesn't only read, it also writes. So every time it learns something new, every time a new project starts, every time you have an interaction with a client which you share with him, he will log that into the knowledge base. And next time when you talk about this, he'll be able to fetch that context and be adequate when talking with you about the particular topic. Here, the idea is that you do not dump everything inside of Claude. No, it takes only what it needs when he needs it. And it is not project specific. It can take everything. For everything you talk, it can find it within the knowledge base. And I really value that. I really use it, and it has made my development so much easier. But it is not made for developers only, don't get me wrong. I have designed the platform for the Gibbon knowledge base in such a way that it is intuitive even for those who have no technical backgrounds. I'll show it to you later. Actually no, probably I'll layer it on top of this video while I'm talking to you. I launched it. Actually today's the official launch. I have one plan, so the payment plan is as follows. You pay €9 a month or €84 a year, which is super little. I mean, €9, what is that? One coffee in Starbucks or something? One sandwich and one water per month, and this way you make your AI so much better, so much more intelligent. From now on, I'm going to publish only about that. I'm going to post about knowledge base use cases. I'm going to create a course, free course. I'm not going to sell you a course, a free course about how to use the knowledge base in order to make your Claude experience, not only Claude. I want you to actually, maybe I have made it so that you understood it in a wrong way, but keep in mind that I have made it in such a way that every agent can use it. I have just optimized it for Claude via calling the MD, the introductory MD file, claude.md. But you can use that for all kinds of agents. You can use it for OpenAI products, you can use it for Anthropic products. And the thing is that I was able to validate the usability of a knowledge base within the company I work at. Big corporations actually require such systems, and they're really helpful because this way you can truly automate stuff. Imagine that you create a mailing automation, right? So you receive a mail and you want your agent to reply automatically. However, if every time you need to give him context, it will become a bit difficult and sluggish. But if your agent knows everything about your company, everything about each and every product of yours, then it is able to reply. Currently, what I have done is I have one automation, many automations, but one in particular, mailing automation. What does it do? When I receive a mail in one of my mailboxes, Claude reads it, then it drafts a reply using my knowledge base. So if it is questions about Fleet Manager, it gathers info about the Fleet Manager from the knowledge base. If it is follow-up questions from previous conversations, then he also knows about them. He can find them in the knowledge base. And this way he's able to adequately reply. Of course, I have not yet allowed him to freely reply. He first sends me a notification that I have received a new mail, plus a draft of the potential answer, and then I can either just click send and he will send it. I click send via the Telegram app. I have just created custom buttons within a Telegram bot. Or I can say edit, in which case we start to talk about how it can be improved, or I can just skip it and reply manually later. This and all kinds of other automations are only possible if your AI can find the necessary context on their own at all times. And you simply dumping all that in one go is not good, because first, you do not have enough context. Second, it will cost you a lot of tokens. And third, there is something called context fraud. So even if you were able to somehow feed all of that data in one go, after a few messages, that context will have already rotten. And it will start to hallucinate. And yeah, I'm really excited about this project. I really think it is something novel. I mean, the idea of knowledge bases and give memory to AI is not new, but it is a new angle to the problem. And it is made for non-technical people, so I'm actually excited. I think that this will work out very well. And I also start to implement that into existing businesses. So